Hello, welcome all my dear students of first year basic class. In previous lecture, we have studied internal energy, then internal energy as a state function, after then first law of thermodynamics, and in first law of thermodynamics we studied the statement of thermodynamics, then significance and limitations of thermodynamics. In this lecture, we are going to study the last point of this chapter, that is reversible and irreversible change. First of all, we are going to see about reversible change. Reversible change or reversible process. Question is arise that what is a reversible change? See here, a change is said to be reversible if it can retraced in opposite or reverse direction. A change is said to be reversible if it can retraced in opposite or reverse direction such that system and surrounding are in or system and surrounding pass through exactly the same state or same states as it is in direct process or direct change. Okay, this is a very simple definition of reversible change. What I say, a reversible change is said to be a change is said to be reversible if it can retrace in opposite direction such that the system and surrounding pass through exactly the same state as in the direct change or direct process. Okay, at the end, suppose here P and V. Suppose A, B is the direct change, and in the direct change AB is finite change, and C, D, E, AC, CD, DE are the infinitesimal change. When AB is the direct change and when this change is retraced back, that is, it also have infinite changes like this, L, M, N and so on. Okay, remember that suppose change start from A to B, come to the point B and again retraced, and at the end of reversible change the system and surroundings are in exactly the same state as they were in the beginning of direct change. what I say, at the end of reversible change, the system and surroundings are in the exactly same state as they were in the beginning of that direct change. Okay. Thus, here, in order to understand this definition, thus if in the direct process work is done by the system, what I say, if in the direct process work is done by the system, an equal amount of work will have to done. What I say, if work is done by the system in direct change or direct process, then an equal amount of work will have to be done in the reverse process. Have you got it? If a certain amount of heat is absorbed by the system in direct change or direct process, then same amount of heat will have to be given out in reversible process or in reversible change. Now, for reversible change, there are some certain conditions that must be obeyed by that change. And if that certain condition is obeyed by the change, then change will be reversible. What will be the first condition? First condition, the change should be take place very slowly. Have you got it? If change is very slow, then it will reversible change. That means what? The change should be very slowly so that system is always in mechanical, then thermal and chemical equilibrium. And if system is in mechanical equilibrium, thermal equilibrium as well as in chemical equilibrium, and if the change takes place very slowly, then the change is reversible, otherwise not. Second condition, the system should be free from dissipative forces. The system should be free from dissipative forces. Dissipative forces like frictional force, viscous force, inelastic force, etc. It is because the energy spent against such forces cannot be recovered back. What I say? If dissipative forces are there, like frictional force, viscous force or inelastic force, then the energy spent against such forces cannot be recovered back. In fact, there is always loss of energy of the system, and due to frictional force or due to conduction and radiation of the heat from the system, the energy cannot be recovered back. Okay. These are important conditions, and these conditions should be obeyed by the reversible change or the change, then change becomes reversible. Okay. Now we are going to see some examples of reversible change. Examples of reversible change. First example, an ideal gas allowed to expand slowly and then compressed slowly so as to return to its original state. This is the first example. First is, I am again going to repeat, an ideal gas or perfect gas allowed to expand very slowly and then compressed slowly so as to return its original state. If V1 is the volume, P1 is the pressure and T1 is the temperature. If we adjust the pressure on the piston so that piston slowly move outwards, then expansion of the gas takes place. As the system and surrounding is in thermal equilibrium and change is very slow, then when expansion is complete, then P2 is the pressure, V2 is the volume, and T2 is the temperature. But as there is thermal system and surroundings are thermally in contact, then T1 is equal to T2. During the same change, if there is a mechanical equilibrium, there is a thermal equilibrium, and there is a chemical equilibrium, and change is very, very slow, then after expansion and then compression, gas or system is returned to its original initial state. Okay. This is the first example. Second example, all mechanical processes taking place under the action of conservative forces. When compression is there, when expansion is there, but during the compression and expansion, if the forces are conservative, then obviously all mechanical process taking place under the action of conservative force, and these mechanical processes are reversible process. Then all thermal process taking place at infinitely slow rate is the example of reversible change. But the thermal process, however, takes place at some finite rate and not infinitely slow rate. Hence, all real processes which takes place in nature are in fact irreversible process. Are you got it? And hence, now we are going to see about irreversible process. What is irreversible change or irreversible process? In a simple way or in a simple word, those processes which are not reversible are irreversible process. So second, irreversible process or change, irreversible process or change. Any change, any change cannot be made reversible or cannot be made to proceed in reverse direction is called irreversible. Proceed in reverse direction is called as irreversible change or irreversible process. A part of energy of the system perform works against dissipative forces is irreversible process, because when part of energy of the system perform work against dissipative forces, and that part cannot be recovered back, and hence the process cannot proceed in reverse direction, and hence it is irreversible process. Now example of irreversible process. Examples. See here, all natural processes are the examples of irreversible process. All natural process or every natural process is irreversible process. For example, rusting of iron. Rusting of iron is an irreversible change. Then second one, diffusion of gases. Diffusion of gases is irreversible process, or diffusion of gases is an irreversible change. when two gases always have, remember that, we know very well that two gases always have tendency to mix together when allowed to do so, but they cannot separate from each other by themselves. Right? And hence diffusion of gases is an irreversible change. Third example, exchange of heat between two bodies. Suppose this is hot body and this is cold body. When this body comes in contact with each other, then heat transfer from hot body to cold body, but themselves cannot be again transfer of heat takes place, and hence this is the example of irreversible change. And again, next example, adiabatic expansion or compression of the gas is also irreversible in nature. And like this, there are many examples of irreversible changes. In this way, we completed all the theoretical parts of first chapter, Fundamentals of Thermodynamics. Now, we are going to solve some important problems related to fundamental of thermodynamics. See here, the first problem. Calculate the work done when a gram molecule of gas or of a gas expands isothermally at 27 degree Celsius. But here set to double of its original value, to double of its original value. And here given, in this problem given, gas constant, value of gas constant is given as 8.31 or simply 8.3 joules per degree per Kelvin. Per degree Kelvin per mole. Okay. I already told you that before solving the problem, you should have to read the problem carefully, because sometimes the data is given in the problem but we are unable to find out that data. So, solution, and in solution given data, we should have to find the given data. Given data, a gram molecule, that is N is equal to 1, then T is given as T is equal to 27 degree Celsius. Convert this into 273 per 27 is equal to 300 degree Kelvin. Then double its original value, that means V1 is equal to V and V2 is equal to 2V. Okay. And R is also given here, 8.1 joule per degree per mole. These are the given quantities. Now what is our aim? We have to calculate the work done during isothermal change. So work done or formula for work done during isothermal change or isothermal process is W is equal to 2.303 nRT log for base 10 V2 upon V1. This is the necessary formula in order to calculate the work done. Okay. Now substitute the value of N, that is 1, then R 8.3, then T 300, then log for base 10 V2, that is 2V upon V. Simplify this, we have 2.303 into 1 into 8.3, that is 8.3 into 300 into log for base 10 2. Okay, then 2.303 into 8.3 into 300 and value of log 2 is 0.3010. Okay. Now make this calculation by using calculator, and after solving this term you will get 1726 joule. This is the work done. This is the work done during the expansion when gas is expand isothermally at 27 degrees Celsius and its vacuum becomes double. Okay. In the similar way, we can solve another problem. Second problem. In second problem, calculate the work done. Problem number 2. Calculate the work done during isothermal expansion. During isothermal expansion of 4 mole of gas, of 4 mole of a gas, 4 mole of a gas from volume 4 liter to 16 liter. Here V1 and V2 is given, liter at 0 degree Celsius. Again given R is equal to 8.3 joules per degree per mole. Same type of problem, only wording are changed and data is different. Again here collect the data, solution given, in given N is equal to 4, then V1 is equal to 4 liter, V2 is equal to 16 liter, R is equal to 8.3 joule per degree per mole, and lastly temperature is 0 degree Celsius, that is 0 plus 273 is equal to 273 Kelvin. This is the data. Again work done during an isothermal change, W is equal to 2.303 nRT log for base 10 V2 upon V1. Substitute the value of 2.303 as it is, N is equal to 4, R is equal to 8.3, T is equal to 273 into log or base 10 value of V2 is 16 divided by 4. Solve this. Again we have 2.303 into 4 into 8.3 into 273 into log for base 10 is 4. Again 2.303 into 4 into 8.3 into 273 is that is, and into 0.6020, sorry, not 6020, 6020. Okay, then by using simple calculator you can calculate, and result is 1.256 into 10 raised to 4 joule. This is the work done during isothermal change. Now we are going to see the third example. Third, similarly, by the similar way, the third example, here 1 mole, third example, 1 mole of a gas or perfect gas, or 1 mole of oxygen, say oxygen, 1 mole of oxygen at 0 degree Celsius is compressed isothermally, okay, until compressed isothermally until its volume compression, isothermal compression, its volume will remain 1/4, remains 1/4 of its original value, or 1/4 of its initial value, Okay, calculate the work done. See here, problem is same, but only data is changed and wording are changed. Here, see here, in solution, given n is equal to what? 1 mole of oxygen. Then T is equal to 0 degree Celsius. Again convert this into degree Kelvin. So 0 plus 273 is equal to 273 Kelvin temperature. Then V1 is V and V2 is V by 4, or 1/4 into V. 1/4 into V. Okay. And R, here again R is equal to 8.3 joule per degree Kelvin per mole. So R is equal to 8.3. Then again isothermal compression. Again solve here by same method and by using same formula. Okay. When you put up all the values and solve the problem, then you will get the answer like this. Answer is very simple, minus 3141. When you substitute all the values in this formula and solve it by using calculator, you will get answer is this. Minus sign indicates that work has been done on the gas. Okay, work is done on the gas, not by the gas, and hence work done in adiabatic compression is 3141 joule. Okay, compression, and here minus sign indicates that work is done on the system, not by the system. Okay, in this way we solve these problems. Now, due to lack of time, remaining problems will be solved in next lecture. Till then, we shall stop here. Have a good day.